Hello, Musto0063 back for part 6 of Not Another Needle Game. Last video I had some atrocious gameplay going on, so I'm not even at, well, I've just about reached the halfway point of stage 5, although not really because I've not actually cleared 490, but oh well, let's see if I can actually make some progress with this. And, whoa, and as you can kind of tell with the fruit, you've got to be very quick with this one, with all your timings. Oh, damn it, I was going to the left. Sorry, the right. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I wish, to be honest, I'd kept that at the end of part 5, but oh well. And, well, before we actually do anything else, you may have noticed that the text was glitching. So, yeah, there is a secret to be got. So, what you need to do for this one is get yourself in this little nook to the left and get out again, which is proving the typical thing. And you can possibly see now that the area just to the right of the conveyor belt with those red crosses has now shifted. So what I need to do is I need to get in that hole, which is I say easier said than done. That is the worst timing in the world, since I need to go after the fruit's gone. Right, and now I just need to get in the gap, and we are there. Okay. So yeah, this is the secret area or secret floor of stage 5. So yeah, as with others, I'll keep this to its own separate video. So yeah, when this is done, well, in just seconds, you'll see me magically back on floor 91. Ouch, that felt awful. Maybe not from a time point of view, but from the number of deaths that just seemed to rack up really, really flipping quickly. But oh well. It's done. It wasn't too bad. So let's just well, you'll see at some point. Just how you'll see at some point. I probably won't. Yeah, I won't upload all of the embarrassing crapness that was me getting that secret. But yeah, you'll see a good proportion of it. So yeah, this one is a bit of a maze. All the conveyor belts are going to the right, and damn it, and well, yeah, basically you have to figure out the spike path. I'm reasonably kind of familiar with it. What I'm dying on is not me because I don't know the way. It's more so actually being able to pull it off. But yeah, obviously if you can see the way I'm going, I don't believe. I guess if you could pull off some epic ninja spike weaving, you might be able to go a different way. But the way I'm kind of going here, so yeah, obviously down to start with, and then pretty much up to the top, over the middle, and then down when I get a bit more over the right hand side is probably the way I'd recommend. Although it may be possible to yeah, pull off some crazy manoeuvre and do it another way, but the way I'm trying to go is, I suspect, the easiest. But by easy, and yeah, just because it's the easiest does not mean it's easy. Oh, for God's sake! Right. Whoa. Okay. Right. Catch my breath. This one, the conveyor belts are. Whoops. Are all going, whoa, in, yeah, are flickering back between left and right, and I have not got the, I've not got that set whatsoever at the moment. Whoops. If you're quick enough, you can probably do something a bit better than what I'm trying to do here, although I'm struggling at the moment to see what I need to do for this bit. I think I need to make a big jump off of the conveyor belt on the left hand side, and then move to the right, or to get down to the left, because at the moment I can't angle my jump onto the conveyor belt. So yeah, a bit like that. Thankfully, right. Okay. Now the second half. If I don't just get complacent and just stay on the conveyor belt holding left as it whizzes me off to the left when it changes, the second half of this is well, I would say easier than the right. The right hand side is easier than the left, provided you don't panic. But yeah, easier said. You can still screw up horribly, as indeed I am. But this one, the one on at least on the left, I kind of feel like you have to just be really kind of aware of when the conveyor belts are switching and everything like that. It's not too bad. It kind of I don't know if you could hear that. I deliberately stopped talking there because it clicked. So there is a bit of a warning that you get, but yeah, not a lot. And but at least for this second half, you can kind of just hold one direction and not get ahead of yourself because the spike launches. Okay, so wait just that little bit longer up at the top there. But you can kind of be a bit... you can just kind of hold one direction most of the time, or indeed pretty much all the time, going to the right and be fine. This one you can't. You're obviously going to get kind of stuck along the way. So I definitely think the left-hand side is harder than the right. And wow is about is pretty accurate at the moment for how I'm feeling. I knew that this stage wasn't going to be pretty, but I was hoping for just a little bit better. And I can't believe that last jump where I somehow managed to seemingly jump over the conveyor belt and not actually land on it. That was it's the panic of the switching conveyor belt, more than anything else. Particularly in that middle bit. It shouldn't, because if you know which way the conveyor belt is going, you've got tons of time to go against the current, but I always end up panicking for one reason or another. Like, there. Once I get to here, I'm usually okay. But okay, let's wait a bit longer for the spike to launch this time. Right, like I said, the right-hand side is far easier than the left, in my opinion anyway. Oops, this one is interesting in that you need to, like here for instance, I can't just jump immediately to the right because I'll hit my head on the spike. So what I need to do is drop down and to kind of, as it says there, arc my jump round so I get through, which is kind of clever. And similarly on this one. Obviously, you need to be careful not to screw it up, and or like that, where you don't go down low enough that you then don't arc through enough. But no, this is kind of a clever, and actually one of the more easier ones, I got to admit, in the stage. This one, not so much. I don't know if I can. I'm going to probably try and just hold left on the this one and see what happens. Yeah, I can stop myself from doing anything, which is nice. That's not so nice, but anyway, knowing I can, do that, and still not get flung to the right should help with this screen. And as far as I'm aware, I don't remember there being a troll where it sends you across to the other side of the screen. I think once is enough. And getting the jump between the conveyor belts is really, or I do anyway, find it rather tricky, because it's a bit like a making sure you don't... Okay, so that's the kind of what you need to do for the last bit, which is easier said than done. Yeah, you're going to have to time a jump well so that you don't, well, A, land on the spikes on the floor, but B, don't hit your head on the one, or one of the ones on the ceiling, which can be a little tricky when you're fighting against the movement of a conveyor belt as well. Whoops. I'm not excited just yet, as the text up there says, because I know what's coming. Well, apparently I am nearing the end, if you believe it. I hate this jump. And I was about to say that 90% of the time I will not jump in time and land on the spikes on the floor before I could go after a bit like that. I was thinking about saying it. I hit the ceiling spike, but yeah, it's true. That is going to be, I would imagine, most of the deaths. There we are. That's another 2 in a row. But I just find, yes, thank you. Now this one is interesting. Once you kind of get the hang of things, so it's probably going to take me a bit of time to get into the swing of this one again. But in terms of when I need to hold which directional button, but when you get that down, this one's actually not so bad. But basically, what you kind of need to do is you kind of have to do this little bit kind of several times where you need to kind of hit this mystery switch and open up a path. It's also very helpful to know which area you're going to appear back in, so that you don't then kind of career into spikes or anything. But this screen, once you know where you're going, is not so bad. But this is a lovely little troll. Oh no, I forgot to put a save. It would be tragic if you died. That was so flipping close, I can't even begin to tell you, and well, that was even closer, wasn't it? And really quite annoying, but I tell you, this screen I will now kind of speed run just that little bit, because once you get the hang of which directions you need to hold and such like that, it's not all that bad, although I was getting too cocky there in terms of talking and not paying attention to what was going on screen. But if I do that this time, hopefully it won't go by so bad. But yeah, this screen I do find just once you've kind of done it once or so, then yeah, you kind of get familiar with where you need to be, and maybe I should stop talking, because doing so is distracting me from what I need to do. But yeah, once you get a hang of which direction all the conveyor belts go in, right, jump. This screen is not that bad, so having to do this one without a save is not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, dying on it is still not what you want to do, and thankfully I got it second go. But yeah, anyway, if nothing else, it was a bit of a demonstration that A, I can actually do screen 95 quite easily once I get into the swing of things, and B, that 96 is a pain in the neck if you do die on it. But that 96 obviously isn't all that bad, and there are no conveyor belts in that screen either, so it's just yeah, just a kind of a bit of a room where you just need to be careful and not be stupid, really. And Mini Spike Hell Part 3, yay! I do so love the Mini Spike rooms. Although, I don't find this one all that bad, and I think that's probably to do with the conveyor belts. In the sense that a lot of the movements you've kind of got to do are not all that intricate, but but actually, yeah, you'd think possibly that combining mini spikes with the conveyor belt gimmick would be problematic, but well, I don't know how this is obviously going to go at the moment, but as you can see, I'm getting down to at least probably what is the switch. Oh, it was pretty good, as you just saw. So yeah, I don't actually find that one, funnily enough, all that bad, which is bizarre. Whoops, that one's going to the left, so I can just hold right, although this jump here is annoying, and the conveyor belt doesn't switch, so I can just hold right again when I land back on it, if I can land back on it. Okay, oh yeah, that's good. Okay, so this one, ideally what you want to do is double jump over this spike in its entirety, and then, or sorry, single jump over that spike in its entirety, and then double jump after it. Otherwise, you're going to run into some problems. Right, this one is going to the right, so I want to hold left if I can get on it. And of course, be careful when I'm jumping back on that I need to then hold left again. Although that's a little bit more tricky, because something like that could happen, in that I obviously need to land back on the thing in the first place. So in holding left there, I actually missed it, but it's not so bad. Right. Yeah, if any of you thought that was going to be a freebie, then yeah, think again. This screen goes on for about, I'm not quite sure, I think there's 8 of these ones to clear, and that one was probably one of the easiest ones, and I can't believe I just died on it. But yeah, we're going to be going back and forth for quite a while. And wow. The first jump's really not so bad. The second one I don't find so bad. The third one really shouldn't be so bad. And I managed to somehow die on exactly the same spike as before, when I was trying to clear the fourth one. Wow. I'm pretty sure it does get somewhat progressively harder, although again, each person to their own. They're going to... Wow! They're going to find certain jumps tricky. Some people might find those between spike jumps tricky. Personally, I don't find the ones that are just kind of a... Oh my god, like these ones where it's just a kind of a small hop on the floor, all particularly tricky. But some of you may not find that one particularly tricky, but I can't get by it, so yay! I'm jumping just either way too soon, or I don't even know, frankly. Or not jumping at all. That fourth one, I don't believe is all that bad. I don't believe any of them are all that bad so far. Hooray! Right. But then, yeah, along comes the fifth one to screw me over. There are more screens like this coming up, so believe me, this is probably the easiest of the screens that's like this, but oh my god, those ones are going to likely have a video all of their own at this rate. Right, fifth one. Yay! 6, 7, 8. Yes. Ha ha ha, indeed, yeah. Now, I can't quite remember this one because, yeah, that happens if you kind of backtrack. Oh, there we are. As for not being able to, I wonder what was going on there. Yeah, as for not being able to die there, then yeah, again, don't believe everything you read. So yeah, this apparently is the true final test. Good luck. I don't want to say too much at the moment, whether or not I think this is too bad or not. It goes on for a little while, so I don't think it's just constrained to this screen. And these jumps at the beginning are nowhere near the worst of it, so yeah, I don't quite know what's going on here. But obviously, as you can kind of see, the conveyor belt is kind of the conveyor belt. Sorry, the warp is kind of shifting to the right, and we obviously need to catch up with it. But yeah, every time we kind of move to the right, then it does as well. So yeah, it's not straightforward by any stretch of the imagination. Bugger! And that screen we just saw there with the got it is the final bit. So yeah, the second screen you saw there was not so bad. And to be honest, whoops. Once I get past the spike bit, this bit shouldn't really be too bad. You can obviously just use the conveyor belts and use that little bit up there to hide when you're going through. Yay for screwing up on the second bit. Having said it's pretty easy. Actually, thinking back now to what the second screen is, I might like to recant that statement because I do actually on occasion have huge trouble with that second screen, and I don't know whether it was just luck that I did it first go or what, but yeah, the first jump is not the bad bit. No, too low down, and you should by now know how much I just love those mashing of the glitch platforms where you just got to keep kind of stuck to the ceiling. A, I don't have a fast trigger finger, and B, I don't like them anyway. So it's not a good combination. And as you can see, what can happen with the conveyor belt, particularly when you are kind of moving in a fast, in a fast direction, is that yeah, you can obviously miss the shaft to jump up to. It's not really excusable on my part, but it can be done. Right. No, I hate those ones so much. Either because you fall down too low, or because usually there's some kind of spike there like that one, which happens to be right before another platform you need to get to, and that's what screws me over. Oh, I did not expect to die to that. Well, anyway, we're on this, however long this takes, unless it takes an hour, we are on this screen till I beat it. Or, sorry, the video will continue until I beat it. What? Really? Ugh. Well, anyway, after a certain while, the first screen, apart from the kind of the spike jumps at the beginning, which do still catch me off, as indeed that, because of course. But yeah, this more becomes kind of a wow. I was going to say tedious more than anything else, but terrible is probably a better word beginning with T for that. So yeah, you could obviously kind of slow yourself down a bit more when you're kind of approaching that shaft, just to give yourself a little bit more time to get in there. But it's still not that bad. Yes. Okay, that's going to the right, so I want to hold. Sorry, it's going to the left if I can get my directions right. So hold to the right. Make a huge jump over there. Land here. Land here. And make sure you run on the conveyor belt. Otherwise, you won't be able to catch up to the thing. Yeah, the F is expected, believe me. Yay, I did it! Congratulations, you have overcome 100 perilous floors. Please proceed down the hole to the exit. Have a nice day.
Look at you, foolishly trusting me. Freedom? That's a laugh. I only needed you to test my super cool needle game. Now that you've fulfilled your role, this is the end for you. Goodbye.
Yeah, but things don't quite end that way. So the blurb, indeed, on the website, as for the forum pages or whatever, does indeed say there are 5 stages, or at least the booming voice tells us that is the case. But yeah, it would be a bit cruel if the game just ended there with unavoidable death, falling into a fire trap. So that's not quite the end of it, by any stretch of the imagination. So, you know what, let's, I don't think this goes on for all that long, so bonus for you. We've gone on over 20 minutes, but let's see if I can get to the end of, let's see if I can clear this room. Well, that's the first save. Got incredibly quickly, which I am pretty pleased about. And first death, well, actually no, I screwed up on the first spike, didn't I? Because I was an idiot. But yeah, that was other than that, that was quite a long way for the first kind of real attempt. These jumps, although that one's not so bad. Cliff jump. Careful. I think I need to go that way, yeah. Okay, that didn't take too long at all. I'm glad I kept that in this part.
All I have to say is, good job. You passed the backstabbing and attempted murder trial. Very impressive. This tower actually consists of 180 whopping floors. Not 200. I like to be different. Now, let's roll.
So yes, we're nowhere near the end of this game. And as you can see, we're going to have a fun little water kind of gimmick stage for stage 6. So yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with how the second half of stage 5 went. It didn't go. This hasn't gone too long, over 20 minutes. So yeah, that seems like a good place to cut. And yeah, if you'd like to see how the water stage goes, tune in for part 7 next time. Cheerio.